Hi guys, guess what? Come on in. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about 5 reasons why you should enlist your neighbors when SHTF comes along. Come on, I'll see you in there. Everybody, it's Will, just in time prepping. How you guys doing today? I want to talk today about oh 5 reasons to enlist your neighbors when you're prepping. It takes a lot of thought to do this, and thought I'd just put it out there for you. So the number one reason, I'm just going to go ahead and get after it. So the number one reason would be because if you have your uh, neighbors in your area helping you, gives you more hands to do everything with. More productivity happens. Prepping is pretty hard work, as you guys all know it, because we all do it. And it's much easier if you have help doing it. There's also the thing out there that a lot of people think about is the lone wolf effect. That's where only one guy goes out and does all the stuff for himself, and that way he thinks that there's no one to blame but himself in the long run. Doesn't really work out because you're always going to need somebody. You always have to have somebody watching while you're sleeping. You can't sleep, you can't stay awake 24 hours a day. So that's the reasoning behind there. So while the hands come with their own mouths to feed, you still need those extra hands to do stuff for yourself. And it would also help people get uh, closer together. More like some of the stuff I've talked about in my panels and stuff, root building and stuff. So even though you have those additional hands, it would also be a quicker way for you guys to be able to uh, meet your plan goals and stuff. When you have your group, everybody gets together and they make a plan goal, and that's there's a lot more for the goal if you have your neighbors on board with you. A good example would be, Billy went over to Joe's house and said, "Hey, Joe, I am needing somebody to help me put up the barricade across the end of the road there, and I can't do it by myself. I need an extra set of hands." So he would go over there and he would help him. So that would be the kind of thing that you need. You need extra hands to help you do things. Another good thing to look out for, man, there's a lot of flies. Another good thing to look out for is diverse skill sets. And by having diverse skill sets, you have more people engaged in not only uh, more hands, but additional resources and contacts, and you'd be able to uh, use more resources and include vehicles or even tools. So it's an asset to you. That neighbor contacts could be more than helpful because having these kind of resources and skills could be useful surviving any SHTF situation. So sometimes it's not what you think it is, but it's not what you know, but who you know, if you understand what I'm saying. So that is why you need those diverse skill sets, because you don't know everything, and maybe Joe Blow down the road knows something, and then Sally across the way knows something, and Phil up the road, he knows something. You see where I'm going here? Skill sets. Everybody has a different set of skill sets. And number three goes right along with it. It's about the diverse skill sets. Although you have skill sets that your neighbors have, maybe they have other people that they know also. Maybe family members or friends of theirs that have skills as well. So a good example of that would be like welders or plumbers or stuff like that. You're gonna need those when SHTF happens. So by reaching out to your neighbors and including help in the SHTF scenario, you may be able to actually enlarge your skills by using your neighbors, because then they have skills and they have friends and they have skills. So on, and that way you kind of gather everybody up. So by prepping community, you get the team together, use the team to use their contacts, also to get other team members on board. That way you have all those diverse skill sets. And from that, you become more efficient at prepping. It comes down to there's a lot of peas in the pod. Number four would be there be safety in numbers. The biggest reason for enlisting the neighbors would be for your defense. So in a suburban setting, it'd be difficult to protect the home without help. So, however, the community of folks watching the homes they would become less likely to looters than others that would bother them because you would have more people watching. You would have like a watchdog, so to speak. You'd have people out walking the neighborhoods or doing the actual patrolling, of where you're keeping your stores and stuff. Something like it would be something like circling the wagon. Yeah, if you can understand that, it's like if you circle the wagons, you got security, right? So you'd be building a tight knit group, and although it's trained to be a series for a serious force against the predators, the large number will also allow shift work. That way, everybody gets their own time to rest. We can't go 24 hours a day, so you would take shifts. That way, you can work around the clock and meet your needs even faster. So let me try to see where I left off. A larger number will also, we already covered that. Also, you want to think about patrolling, you want to think about the guards, and then you want to think about protecting the source of food that's going out to everybody. I mean, everybody's going to have their own food, don't get me wrong, because you got your whole neighborhood going there. But you may want to have a main food source for like a storage area of backup preps. That would be for when everything else starts petering out. You would have somewhere to go to so you could start your reconnaissance missions and stuff like that to go out and get other food stores. And that again depends on whether the SHTF event is a short one or a long one. So if it's a short event, you may have enough to get by, but if it's a long event, then you would not. You would have to use your resources to go out and reconnaissance some other goods or tools or whatever to get you through the next situation. So it makes a lot more sense just to have a lot more people on board. I keep going back to that lone wolf scenario because I've been around the tube for a while, and I've heard of all kinds of scenarios of what's going on and stuff and how people think about it. And I've heard a good portion of people say that they would go lone wolf because they just don't trust anyone. Well, going lone wolf maybe will only work for a while, so you're sooner or later going to have to break down. You're going to have to trust somebody, or someone is going to have to trust you, so that you can actually get what you need or what you want. Because eventually, being a lone wolf, you're going to end up dead because you can't sleep 24 hours a day, and eventually somebody's going to catch you when you're sleeping or not paying attention to what's going on. So that word is where I come down to number five, and that's why I told you that story is with more people you have more weapons. With more weapons you can enlist your neighbors, you can give the yourself and others a big load off their shoulders. Also, you become able to have an arsenal of firepower because you may only have a few guns, but if your neighbors have guns. and then they become a part of the group because you got your neighborhood, right? So instead of you just trying to protect what you have with your gun, everybody's got their arsenal of weapons as well. So that's why more weapons is a good thing. It's not good to have 8 guns if you don't know how to use them right. That's just a scenario, and that's brought to you by a lot of preppers. A lot of preppers will tell you that you can't go to a gunfight with a knife. So you want to make sure that if you have 8 guns, you know how to shoot all 8 guns or know how to use them. Because it doesn't do any good to have them if you can't use them. So you want to make sure that if you can use them, you want to make sure the other people in your household can use them as well. Because say you get sick or for some reason injured and you can't use those firearms, then you need to have at least 2 people in your immediate family that can use those weapons just as efficiently as yourself. That way you're never off guard or anything. And also, you want to make sure that if they're going to be using those guns, that they're not nervous about it. That you have to make them understand that if they're using those weapons, then it's a last ditch effort to protect what you have. And they have to think in that mindset of it's me or them. And if they can't think like that, then you need to move on to one of your other people in the house that can think like that. If nobody can think like that, then you need to go outside the house and try to pick one of your neighbors that can make sure that you are going to be taken care of as well. So not many people can run a community or anything, so it won't be just one person running the community. It will be several. I mean, everybody, like I said, in our group sessions and stuff, you've heard us talk, and a lot of people like the pod idea, and the pod idea is sort of good. I haven't really associated with that yet. I'm still assimilating it, but uh, you'll have several factions in there, and they'll all meet and make the decisions of what's going on. So that's where I'm at with that. So make sure that if you're training your neighbors, that you're making sure that they understand there are going to be some decisions that have to be made as a group. They can't be just made by each family. If you have all the families not working together, then you're going to start having issues that will eventually break everything apart. You won't have anybody being able to trust anybody. All right, so that sounds kind of extreme, but that's the way it is. I mean, you have to make sure that you can use weapons. You have to make sure that you can go out and reach out to your neighbors and be able to uh, teach them the ways of prepping and how to protect what they have. So it's all kind of woven together as to how you can make it all work. Okay, if you're not willing to work at it, you may as well just go ahead and lay down now because it's not going to happen for you. I just can tell you from experience that the neighborhood, if it's going to be a long-term event, you need to make sure that neighborhood's on board because that neighborhood is going to be what protects you and your family, and the whole neighborhood's going to be what protects each other. So it's real important to teach everybody these 5 simple rules of how to get through an SHTF event without creating any issues or inside events. It's real easy to work it. It's real easy for the people in the area to get on board with it because you're going to have to need, like I said, you're going to need weapons for sure. You're going to need diverse skills because everybody can't do the same thing, right? If you don't have diverse skills and weapons, then you're probably going to be overrun by the little kids or the wannabe gangsters that want to take whatever you have. So, as you all know, safety in numbers. You always have to have diverse skill sets, and you also want to make sure that the more hands you have, the better it is. So that's the 5 things. I'm going to go over it real quick because I'm running out of time here. It's going to be more hands or better. It's going to be more diverse skill sets. It's going to be uh, diverse skill sets outside the neighborhood because the people in the neighborhood know other people that could be able to help. And then you have safety in numbers, and then lastly, you have to make sure that you are protected by weapons. Now, not everybody can shoot a gun, but that doesn't mean you can't have a bow and arrow, uh, be able to use a knife. There are other weapons other than guns, but make sure whoever has those weapons, and whatever kind of weapons they are, is that they can be used by anybody in your home or at least in the neighborhood, because the neighborhood's going to have to pull together to survive. All right, that took 15 minutes, and I am just about over. It's 15:43, and I just want to make sure you guys understand this. 5 simple rules that can get you through an SHTF situation. All right, you guys, that's what I got. Hey, don't forget about the contest. You guys better get in there. I'm going to take an extra minute here just to tell you that we only need 46 more people. 46 more people. I'll be doing a live stream and we'll be spinning the wheel to pick the winner. We'll have 2 winners. You got up to 4 chances to win if you go over there and read those rules. It's in a video. Go look at it and get in. Okay, that's what I got. I'll see you guys after, and thanks for listening. It's been a great video.